There is a strange kind of power that almost no one talks about anymore. It is not the power of speaking louder than everyone else. It is not the power of winning every argument, proving every point, or making sure the world knows your side of the story. The greatest power is much quieter than that. It is the ability to remain completely calm while everyone around you is trying to disturb your peace. Most people believe strength is measured by how forcefully they respond. They think confidence means always having the last word. They imagine respect is earned by never allowing an insult to pass unanswered. Yet history tells a different story. The men and women remembered for extraordinary wisdom were rarely the ones who reacted the fastest. They were the ones who understood that every emotional reaction is a decision, and every unnecessary decision weakens the mind. The modern world has become a machine designed to harvest reactions. Every notification competes for your attention. Every controversy demands your opinion. Every insult invites retaliation. Every disagreement tempts you to abandon reason for emotion. It is almost as though society has forgotten that peace is not something given to us by circumstances. Peace is something protected by discipline. This is why Stoic philosophy feels so timeless. It speaks directly to a problem that grows larger with every generation. It teaches that your greatest possession is not your reputation, your wealth, or even your achievements. Your greatest possession is the condition of your own mind. Once someone else can dictate your emotions, they have gained a form of control over you that no chains could ever accomplish. Imagine carrying a cup filled to the very edge with water. Every insult, every inconvenience, every unexpected problem is like someone bumping into your arm. If the cup is already overflowing with anxiety, anger, pride, and insecurity, the smallest disturbance will spill everything. But if the cup is steady because your mind is steady, the same disturbance changes nothing. The event remains exactly the same. Only the condition of the person experiencing it has changed. This was one of the great lessons understood by Marcus Aurelius. Although he ruled an empire constantly threatened by war, betrayal, disease, and political conspiracy, he repeatedly reminded himself that events themselves possess no power to damage the soul. Only our judgments about those events create suffering. The insult is merely sound. The criticism is merely another person's opinion. The setback is simply a change in circumstance. Everything beyond that is added by the imagination. Consider how extraordinary this idea truly is. If someone insults you and you immediately become angry, who created your anger? Was it the words themselves, or was it your interpretation that those words threatened your identity? If another person ignores you and you feel rejected, did their silence create your pain, or did your own expectation transform silence into personal offense? These questions are uncomfortable because they quietly return responsibility to us. They remove our favorite excuse, which is blaming the outside world for the storms occurring inside our own minds. Most people spend their entire lives attempting to control what was never theirs to command. They want universal approval. They want perfect fairness. They want predictable outcomes. They want every conversation to end exactly as they imagined. But reality has never promised any of these things. Reality moves according to its own nature, not according to our preferences. The Stoics understood this through what has become known as the dichotomy of control. Some things belong to us. Other things never will. Our thoughts, intentions, choices, and actions belong to us. Other people's opinions, the economy, the weather, unexpected losses, and the behavior of strangers do not. The tragedy is that most suffering comes from confusing these two categories. Imagine standing on the shore, shouting at the ocean because the tide refuses to obey you. Everyone would recognize such behavior as absurd. Yet every day people perform the emotional equivalent. They become furious because another person refuses to change. They become anxious because tomorrow remains uncertain. They become bitter because life unfolds differently than expected. The ocean never promised obedience. Neither did life. The calmer you become, the more clearly you recognize this distinction. You stop wasting energy trying to reshape the uncontrollable. Instead, you invest every ounce of effort into shaping your own character. That shift changes everything. When your attention returns inward, your emotional stability begins to strengthen. Criticism loses its sting because another person's opinion no longer determines your worth. Delays become opportunities to practice patience instead of reasons for frustration. Failure transforms from evidence of inadequacy into information that sharpens wisdom. This is why calmness is not passive. Calmness is active mastery. People often mistake composure for weakness because they confuse silence with surrender. But there is a profound difference between someone who remains silent because they are afraid and someone who remains silent because they have nothing to prove. The first is controlled by fear. The second is controlled by wisdom. History offers remarkable examples of this distinction. Some of the greatest leaders endured relentless criticism without allowing it to dictate their behavior. They understood that responding emotionally to every accusation would consume the very energy needed to accomplish meaningful work. Imagine attempting to build a magnificent cathedral while stopping every few minutes to argue with every passerby who questions your design. The building would never be finished. Your attention would be scattered among endless distractions. Life operates the same way. Every reaction carries a hidden cost. Each unnecessary argument steals concentration. Every moment spent seeking revenge postpones personal growth. Every emotional outburst gives away a piece of the inner authority that should remain entirely your own. The Stoics believed that the disciplined mind resembles an experienced captain steering through violent storms. The captain cannot command the wind. He cannot eliminate the waves. He cannot negotiate with lightning. But he can govern the ship. His skill appears precisely because the storm exists, without resistance. There is no demonstration of mastery. This changes the way you see difficult people. Instead of viewing them as enemies sent to ruin your peace, you begin seeing them as unwilling instructors. Every impatient person teaches patience. Every arrogant person teaches humility. Every dishonest person strengthens your commitment to integrity. Every obstacle becomes training. This perspective reflects one of the most beautiful Stoic principles, the willingness to embrace fate rather than resist it. What appears to be an interruption often becomes the very experience that shapes your strongest virtues. Think about the people you admire most. Rarely do they inspire admiration because life was easy for them. Instead, they earned respect by remaining dignified while facing enormous difficulty. Pressure reveals character. Calmness under pressure reveals disciplined character. Anyone can appear peaceful when life is generous. The true examination arrives when expectations collapse, relationships disappoint, opportunities disappear, or criticism becomes relentless. That is when philosophy either remains words inside a book or becomes the foundation of a person's life. Many people spend years studying wisdom without ever practicing it. They collect inspirational quotes but lose their temper over minor inconveniences. They discuss discipline but surrender to every impulse. They admire resilience while avoiding discomfort. Knowledge without practice changes nothing. Marcus Aurelius never wrote his reflections to impress others. He wrote them to remind himself of truths that were astonishingly easy to forget. Even an emperor needed constant practice. Even someone surrounded by unimaginable responsibility understood that the greatest battle occurred within. That should encourage us. The goal is not perfection. The goal is returning to reason. Again and again. Every time emotion attempts to seize control. Notice what happens when someone deliberately tries to provoke you. They expect a predictable pattern. An insult followed by anger. A criticism followed by defense. A challenge followed by ego. When you refuse to follow the pattern, something remarkable happens. You become unpredictable, not because you are impulsive, but because you are no longer controlled by impulse. This is a rare form of freedom. Most people believe freedom means doing whatever they feel in the moment. Stoicism teaches the opposite. If every passing emotion commands your behavior, then emotions have become your master. Real freedom is choosing your response instead of obeying your first impulse. There is tremendous strength in that pause between stimulus and action. Within that brief moment lives wisdom. Within that brief moment lives dignity. Within that brief moment lives the opportunity to become someone different from who you were yesterday. Unfortunately, our culture celebrates immediate reaction. Speed is praised more than reflection. Outrage spreads faster than understanding. Public arguments attract more attention than quiet self-control. But attention and wisdom have never been the same thing. The oak tree does not compete with the wind by becoming louder. It survives because its roots reach deeper than the storm. Likewise, your stability depends less on changing your environment and more on strengthening your inner foundation. Ask yourself a simple question. How many hours have you spent trying to change another person's opinion? Now compare that with the hours spent changing your own habits. One investment produces endless frustration. The other produces lifelong freedom. When your identity depends upon external validation, every criticism feels like an attack on your existence. But when your identity rests upon your own character, criticism becomes merely information to evaluate. Some of it may contain truth worth accepting. Some of it may be false and deserve no attention at all. Either way, your peace remains intact. This ability requires humility because humility frees you from the exhausting need to appear flawless. A calm person is not someone who believes they are always right. A calm person is someone secure enough to examine correction without feeling personally destroyed. Imagine how much conflict would disappear if people cared more about discovering truth than defending pride. So many arguments continue not because either side seeks understanding, but because neither side wishes to lose status. The Stoics recognized pride as one of the most dangerous obstacles to tranquility. Pride constantly whispers that every insult demands revenge, every disagreement requires victory, and every criticism threatens your value. Wisdom quietly answers with a different question. What if none of those things define you? What if your worth was determined not by how many people applauded you, but by whether you acted with courage, justice, self-control, and wisdom today? If that became your standard, countless anxieties would simply disappear. You would no longer chase approval from people whose opinions change with the weather. You would no longer sacrifice your integrity to win temporary admiration. You would no longer waste precious years trying to satisfy expectations that can never be fully satisfied. Instead, you would become anchored within yourself, and that is precisely what makes calmness so powerful. People who desperately seek reactions cannot easily manipulate someone who refuses to surrender emotional control. They eventually discover there is nothing to grab onto. No explosive anger, no wounded pride, no desperate need for validation, only quiet confidence. That confidence is not arrogance. It is the peaceful certainty that your character belongs to you alone. No insult can steal it. No rumor can erase it. No setback can destroy it. As long as your choices remain guided by reason rather than impulse, you possess something far more valuable than public approval. You possess yourself. Now consider one final truth that separates the Stoic from the ordinary mind. Remaining calm is not only about protecting your peace in difficult moments. It is about preserving your energy for a purpose that truly deserves it. Every day you awaken with a limited reserve of attention, emotional strength, and mental clarity. Most people spend these priceless resources on arguments they will soon forget, on people who never intended to understand them, and on circumstances they could never control in the first place. Then they wonder why they have so little energy left for their dreams, their family, or the work that could transform their lives. The Stoics understood that attention is one of life's greatest currencies. Once it is spent, it cannot be recovered. Time moves in only one direction, and every unnecessary emotional battle quietly steals hours that could have been invested in becoming wiser, kinder, stronger, or more disciplined. This is why they treated distraction as something far more dangerous than simple inconvenience. Distraction slowly pulls a person away from the life they are capable of building. Imagine an archer preparing to release an arrow. The target stands in the distance, requiring complete concentration. Now imagine dozens of people shouting from every direction, waving their arms, criticizing the archer's technique, questioning his ability, and mocking his chances of success. If the archer turns toward every voice, the arrow is never released. The greatest failure is not missing the target. The greatest failure is forgetting the target altogether. Life constantly presents the same challenge. Every criticism invites you to look away from your purpose. Every insult tempts you to abandon your path. Every unnecessary conflict offers immediate emotional satisfaction at the expense of long-term achievement. Those who accomplish remarkable things are rarely the ones with the fewest distractions. They are the ones with the discipline to ignore them. This explains why silence has always been one of the most underestimated forms of strength. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is intention. It is the refusal to waste words where actions will speak more clearly. It is the confidence that genuine progress requires no constant announcement. The oak does not inform the forest each day that it is growing. It simply continues reaching toward the sky. Modern culture often encourages the opposite approach. People feel pressure to announce every ambition before they have taken the first meaningful step. They seek applause for intentions instead of respect earned through results. Yet the Stoic understands a profound psychological truth. Every time you speak excessively about your plans, you risk satisfying the ego before accomplishing the work. The mind begins to enjoy the appearance of progress rather than the discipline of making progress. There is immense freedom in allowing your achievements to introduce themselves. Let others discover your growth through your actions rather than your promises. Let your consistency speak louder than your explanations. The person who quietly improves each day eventually reaches a point where no argument can compete with visible character. Consider how rivers carve through solid rock. They do not succeed through violence or impatience. They succeed through persistence. Day after day, year after year, the steady current accomplishes what sudden force cannot. The disciplined mind works in exactly the same way. Calmness practiced daily becomes resilience. Resilience practiced over years becomes wisdom. Wisdom practiced for a lifetime becomes an unshakable character that no circumstance can easily disturb. There will always be individuals who misunderstand your silence. Some will interpret it as weakness because they have never encountered someone who values peace more than pride. Others may mistake your composure for indifference. Let them. Their interpretation belongs to them, not to you. One of the hardest lessons in life is accepting that you cannot control how others perceive your actions. Even the wisest individuals in history were criticized, misunderstood, and falsely judged. If extraordinary virtue could not guarantee universal approval, why should we expect such a reward for ourselves? This realization can be deeply liberating. It removes an impossible burden from your shoulders. You no longer have to manage countless opinions that exist entirely outside your control. Instead, your responsibility becomes beautifully simple. Live honorably. Speak truthfully. Act justly. Improve continuously. Leave the rest to time. Time possesses a remarkable ability to expose character. Temporary appearances eventually fade. Empty confidence eventually collapses. False accusations lose their force. Pretended virtue cannot survive years of consistent testing. Meanwhile, authentic integrity quietly accumulates strength with every passing day. The Stoics never promised that living wisely would prevent hardship. In fact, they expected hardship. They believed adversity was not evidence that life had gone wrong, but evidence that life was providing another opportunity to exercise virtue. Courage has no meaning without fear. Patience has no meaning without delay. Self-control has no meaning without temptation. Calmness has no meaning without provocation. Every difficulty, therefore, becomes a training ground rather than a punishment. The next time someone attempts to provoke you, pause before responding. Ask yourself a question that Marcus Aurelius might have asked. Will this matter 1 year from now? Will my reaction improve my character? Or am I about to sacrifice lasting peace for a momentary emotional victory? Most conflicts disappear when viewed through the lens of time. What seems unbearable today often becomes insignificant in memory. Yet the habits formed during those moments remain. Every time you choose patience over anger, you strengthen patience. Every time you choose reason over impulse, you strengthen reason. Character is built not through extraordinary occasions, but through ordinary decisions repeated consistently. This is why Stoicism is ultimately a philosophy of habits rather than heroic moments. The calm mind is not created overnight. It is forged one decision at a time, one restrained response, one disciplined morning, one act of forgiveness, one refusal to seek revenge, one commitment to return your attention to what truly matters. Eventually, these small victories reshape your entire identity. People begin to notice something different about you. They may not understand exactly what has changed, but they sense a quiet stability. Their anger no longer influences you as easily. Their praise no longer intoxicates you. Their criticism no longer defines you. Circumstances still affect your life, but they no longer control your inner world. This transformation often surprises those who knew you before. They expect the old reactions. They wait for the familiar anger, defensiveness, or frustration. Instead, they encounter calm, not because you have become emotionless, but because you have become intentional. There is an enormous difference. Stoicism never asks us to suppress our humanity. It asks us to govern it. Emotions are natural visitors. They arrive without permission. Wisdom determines whether they become temporary guests or permanent rulers. The same principle applies to success. When recognition eventually arrives, greet it with the same balance that you greet criticism. Neither applause nor condemnation should possess the authority to define your worth. External circumstances rise and fall like changing seasons. Character remains. The climate beneath them all. Imagine reaching the end of your life and looking back over every insult you ignored, every unnecessary conflict you avoided, every impulse you mastered, and every obstacle you transformed into growth. None of those moments would feel like losses. They would appear as the very experiences that shaped your greatest strength. This is the hidden reward of calmness. It is not simply that life becomes more peaceful, although it often does. The deeper reward is that you become someone capable of carrying peace into places where peace is rare. Such people become anchors in their families, their friendships, and their communities. When chaos erupts, they do not multiply it. They reduce it. When fear spreads, they embody courage. When anger dominates the room, they introduce patience. Their greatest influence comes not from persuasive speeches, but from consistent example. The world desperately needs more people who cannot be manipulated through outrage. It needs individuals whose principles are stronger than public opinion, whose discipline is stronger than temporary desire, and whose tranquility is stronger than the storms surrounding them. Remember this whenever life tests your patience. Someone else's behavior is revealing their character. Your response is revealing yours. You cannot choose the lesson life places before you, but you can always choose the quality of the person who walks through it. The next time everyone expects a reaction, offer something far more powerful. Offer composure. Offer clarity. Offer restraint. Offer the quiet confidence of someone who understands that no external event has the authority to rule an undisciplined mind unless that authority is willingly surrendered. And every single day, make the decision to reclaim that authority. Guard your attention as carefully as a king guards his kingdom. Protect your peace more fiercely than your reputation. Build your character more faithfully than your image. Continue choosing reason over impulse, purpose over distraction, discipline over comfort, and wisdom over ego. Because in the end, the strongest person is not the one who defeats the most enemies. It is the one who is no longer defeated by themselves. If this message has challenged the way you think, carry it with you beyond this moment. Do not allow it to remain another inspiring idea that disappears tomorrow. Practice it the next time someone provokes you. Practice it when plans fall apart. Practice it when criticism arrives unexpectedly. Practice it when life refuses to unfold according to your expectations. With every calm response, you strengthen the only victory that truly lasts, the victory over your own mind. That is the freedom the Stoics sought. That is the strength no one can take from you. And that is the peace that remains, even when everyone else is demanding a reaction.